Okay, we're going to talk about, we've been looking at different equations of lines. What type of relationship is it called if it's a line? A linear. Okay, we've been looking at linear relationships, linear relations, and we've been looking at how they can be represented by an equation. This is an equation, okay? So if we have numbers to replace our m and our b, we know that this equation would represent the equation of a line, okay? So this is an equation of a line. Equation of a line. And when it's written in this form, so when it has y equals something x plus something, this is called slope-intercept form. Okay, this is really important to note. This is when it's written as y equals mx plus b, it's called slope-intercept form. The reason that this is referred to as slope-intercept form, because whenever it's written in this form, our coefficient of x, whatever number that is, represents the slope of the line, and our constant term, the number by itself, would represent the y-intercept. Okay, that's only when it's in the form y equals mx plus b. In this form, y is always isolated. It's always y is equal to something, okay? If I give you an equation that says y equals 5x minus 7, and I ask you to state the slope and the y-intercept, what's the slope? What would the slope be equal to? Good, the slope equals 5. And where would the y-intercept be? Negative 7. Good. What if I write the equation like this? Y equals 10 minus 2 over 3x. The slope is negative 2 over 3. Why is it negative 2 over 3? Ira? Why did you choose negative 2 over 3 and you didn't choose 10 as the slope? Right. The slope is the coefficient of x. It's whatever number is in front of x. And the y-intercept is the constant term. It's a term without the variable. Does this number have a variable with it? No. So the y-intercept is just 10. Okay? An equation written in this form would be a direct relationship. How do you know it's going to be direct? Yep.
It only has one.
Right, and if I add nothing to this, it doesn't change it, right? Plus 0. So where would the y-intercept be? 0, and the slope would be? So I'm going to put m equals, that's the slope, m is the slope, negative 3 over 5. And what's the variable we use for y-intercept? B. So b equals 0. We know this graph will start at the origin. Anything that starts at the origin is direct, right? Good. The slope would be 0 in this case because there is no x in the equation. What's 0 times anything? 0. So technically it's 0x, right? But I wouldn't write that because 0 times anything is 0. And what's the y-intercept? 8. I'm going to show you what this would look like. Okay, so if this is our graph, if the y-intercept is 8, where would this graph start? Where would we have? We know one point on the graph would be where? What coordinate? If the y-intercept is 8, what's the coordinate of a y-intercept? How do I graph a y-intercept of 8? We know that a y-intercept has a coordinate of 0 and then the number, whatever it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I know that the graph, the line, will intercept that point. At some point, it's going to hit that point, right? That's where it intercepts, the y-axis. But if it has a slope of 0, well, slope is equal to rise over run. Okay? 0 over any number is still what? 0 divided by anything is 0. So let's say that it's 0 over 5. That's still 0, right? That's still a slope of 0. So if this is my line, if I'm rising nothing, am I rising at all? Is there a rise? There's no rise, but I can have a run. Let's pretend the run is 5. I can run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? have the line go that way, or I can even have a negative. 0 over negative 5 is still 0. So I can run to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's another point on the line. Therefore, my line is going to look like this. What type of line is that? Vertical or horizontal? A horizontal line. Anytime you have a horizontal line, your slope has to be equal to what? 0. It has to be 0. Okay, because there's no rise. In a horizontal line, it has no rise. It can have a run though. It's horizontal, right? Someone tell me the equation of this purple line that I just drew. Does it have a slope? 0. Does it have a y-intercept? Where does it intercept the y-axis? -4. So what would my equation of this line be? In the form y equals mx plus b. My m is 0. My b is, well, what's 0 times x? So my equation is just y equals -4. The equation of our first line was y equals 8, right? Anything that just says y equals a number will be what type of line? Horizontal. If we're looking at a vertical line, okay, look at where the line is placed. Is it possible for this line, if it's a straight line, is it possible for it to intercept the y-axis at any point? No, it's impossible, right? Because it's going straight up and down. Does it intercept the x-axis? Yes, where? 5, 0. Let's look at the slope. We can pick any 2 points. So let's count from here to here, okay? What's the rise of this line? Slope is rise over run, right? So the rise is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can pick any points. We know that this line rises by 5. If it's vertical, will it have a run? Is there a run, a horizontal distance, left or right? So it's 0, right? I want you to try doing this on your calculator. Type in 5 divided by 0. Because you can't take a number and divide it by 0, this would be called undefined, okay? The slope of this line is undefined. Therefore, there's no slope, right? It's undefined. Because this line will never intercept the y-axis, okay, because it's vertical, the equation would just be in the form x equals, in this case, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The equation of this line is x equals 5. Anytime you see an equation that says x equals something, that's a vertical line, okay? Because there's no y-intercept, I can't say that y equals something because that's indicating that I have a y-intercept. We don't. So that doesn't work. So if I draw this line here, this vertical line, can someone tell me what would be the equation of that line there? Where does it intercept the x-axis? Yeah, Bianca? -2. So what's the equation of this line? X equals -2. That's it. That's the equation of this line.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.